And we're live.
Hello there. I can't say certain things in life anymore without defaulting to saying hello there, and then immediately there's a follow-up of General Kenobi in my head. I can't say, hey, stay a while, and then not complete it with and listen. And it's difficult to watch the Hexagon without hitting that follow button. Am I right?
Hey.
Wow.
What a segue.
And here they come. Here come the follows.
Here come the follows. Thanks for joining us for today's adventure. We're going to be diving into Progenitors Bloodlines. So grab your dice, settle in, and let's roll. Today we're playing with Simon.
Hello, I'm playing Wilm Fair. Wilm Fair is pretty much a... he shares the genes of a certain fiery bird. And try as he might, he's just a bad cook. He's trying to practice by himself a little bit, like on the side, but like he just got so used to like getting his meals prepared for him at the facility that like he never really had the need to cook. But now that they're out in like the wilderness and they have to kind of like fend for themselves, you realize it's like, yeah, no, he needs to become a better cook, because the first few times, inedible.
God,
so
bad cook. Also shares his denim with some sort of avian beast.
Oh yeah.
Little James joke for you.
There you go.
I was like, wait a minute, what? Oh, like, oh right, I used the word jeans.
Oh, we're also playing with Peter.
Hello, I'm playing the tough Tomas. He is a Decafout, a gray, stony-skinned individual with rippling muscles and a little face on his forehead. And he can feel the emotions of other living beings around him with his magic. And Tomas, he's been doing these training exercises with other Decafouts and Phoenicians during our last fast time session. And I was wondering, like, I was thinking that the more promising, or the ones who are better suited, who are showing, better skills in tracking and fighting, that they're being given like these magic weapons essentially that we have, and like distributing to the ones who will make the best use of them, but kind of like in the same way that Tomas was given, like when he had the stick, the metal stick. He was like following sort of Bart's words of like, keep it close, or at least that's the interpretation that he had, is like, you guard this weapon and like you use it and it's like an extension of yourself. And so these trainees are essentially being like given the same sort of lesson. So it's like they get some weapons and then that's theirs, and they have to like treat it as a part of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can have like a smaller group of like elite fighters from the Decafouts and the Phoenicians.
Yes, I mean, you guys are training your standing army, your standing regiment of soldiers, and you have a list of these magical items now. I think I have a question here, which is that list of weapons going to be handed out to only the people who are training to be soldiers, or is it handed out like equally amongst the factions, or?
Because that's a good question. I think that there's 50 magic weapons, and I think there's more than 50 trainees based on the numbers that we put in from last time. But correct me if I'm wrong. And so I think it's maybe not all of the trainees, but just the ones that are more promising, and then the rest of the weapons will be, I don't know, stored or used when we need them, like when we have to go out on missions and things like that.
Okay.
if that works
Right.
with everyone. Because there's also information Tomas would like that would have to be shared from the underseers. Quinn, I think like you are the one who's probably organizing and like listing all of these. Georgie, I believe it was
Yes.
Georgie going through.
George.
It's Georgie.
Georgie?
Georgie Porgy.
Georgie.
Is this Georgie? I don't know why
I wrote it Georgie.
George.
If he's a George, Georgie's just a nickname, maybe.
Maybe.
But anyways, yeah. So that's just a little extra flavor on the training there.
Incredible. And then last but not least today we have Dana.
Hi. I am playing the one and true Quintini, a colorful intergalactic angel. That to add a little flavor to her favorite list, more favorite facts is the fact that she loves the constellations Ursa Major and Minor. So she's very much into looking at the stars, reminiscing her past a little bit. And the reason why she loves this constellation specifically is because the fables that she used to read as a child. So there was a fable about the mama bear and the baby bear, and that kind of makes her feel like she wants a mama bear right about now, as she's constantly stressed out from making decisions. She just needs a big bear hug. So
A big bear hug. But in a cold and unfeeling world, the only bear hugs you can get are from those around you. And maybe last but not quite least is me, Brent, being the dungeon master, everything and everything else. I have a fact today, which is whenever you guys bring up Georgie, I always think of the old man from Family Guy. For some reason, it pops into my head, and I just want to talk like this and have the whispery voice. But I know he doesn't talk like that. That wasn't the accent I did. But I think it's been like 3 times in a row, like the last 3 sessions that Georgie comes up, and I'm like, terrible.
Yeah, I'm never gonna look at Georgie the same way ever again.
No. But you should. Without further ado, I think we're going to get right into it. But before we do, you should hit that follow button if you're new here. And if you didn't do it at the beginning of the stream when I made that wonderful segue, you can find us over on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at TheHexagonTTRPG. But let's go ahead and get started. So, last time on Dimensionauts, you guys went through the weapons, made a list of all of their properties, not on stream, so I just have to provide you guys now with like a list of weapons. And then basically we launched into fast time. So now we're going to be playing by quarters of the year. In each quarter, you guys will be using up resources. The resources then essentially get tapped, so people get tired. And then you will have to rest. You get 4 rests during your year, which is a D6 plus your civilization level, which is currently 0. That will recover people for use later. So far, you guys have finished the first quarter, I believe. And you, achieved all of your regular hunting and gathering. You planted some money crops. You started planting a wheat field and farming. And you created a forge and did your soldier training. So quite a bit got done in this first part of the year. Once the forge was completed, there was a room for someone to sleep inside the forge. It was kind of a dual building here. 2 birds, 1 stone, which I'll allow. The next clue was given by Mentor, and Mentor, who is the AI that lives in Quinn's helmet or / D-pad, brought up a sort of radar map, and there was a ping to the west, far to the west of here, which potentially, unbeknownst to the 2 other progenitors, because Diana did not say so, or Quinn did not say so, potentially would be some tower equipment. or a tower base. Then, did I say anything else as mentor? Yeah, you got a recipe. You got a schematic on how to make like walkie-talkies.
I forgot that. I completely forgot about that.
You have, so I'm gonna nerd out for a second as a DM. I I was doing some Hexworld lore stuff, and you got a schematic for long range comms through something known as Hex Tech, and this is via a D-pad infection of a crystal lattice. So basically, all you got to do is go find like a large valuable gem, like a large valuable like crystal of some sort of like, you know, natural formation or like grown, and then the D-pad can infect the crystal lattice, and then it becomes Paraganic crystallum, basically a sort of living crystal that takes on certain properties, and then these can then sync with each other, making not quite the modern day crystals in the Aglarond and Champs campaigns, but perhaps the first precursor.
Oh shit, okay. Communication devices is cool.
So that being said, you don't have them yet.
Yeah, I have to find them.
means. Yeah, you have the means. So if you guys can go get some fist-sized rubies or something, or then you'll be good.
Okay.
Incredible. So I think as we get back in here, the quarter has ended. Otto had like disappeared, and you have all noticed that like many of your people, or several of your people in some instances only, have kind of not quite disappeared, but they've traveled away, and it wasn't so much like they all left in the middle of the night. It really was like, oh, I haven't seen that person in a while. I wonder where they are. And then people were like, oh, hey, where's Otto? We haven't seen him at the watering, and like telling his stories and things. And then it was like, hey, like there's a lot of missing people. Also, where are all of the Ottomans? And then someone, you know, went to go check on their spider mount, and it was like, oh, that the spiders are gone. And then all of a sudden, I think then it became like, okay, no, like the progenitors need to be, you know, made aware. And then all of you, I think at this moment, let's just say you gather at that watering spot near the river outside of camp. So we have Tomas, Kaylin, Wilka, we have Will and Johnny, and man, we have so many NPCs and people now. It's crazy. Give me a second. I have names. We have Johnny and Finley, and Ozzy, and then over with Quinn. Quinn, we have, of course, Maylin with you, as well as Georgie, and Mina. Georgie. Yeah, you guys are all here talking about what to do next, you know, planning out, you know, the first stages of this civilization. But you see Amina is here. She's this stern instructor, hair pulled back, and she's talking, without the spiders, we don't have the silk, and without the weavers, we don't have the know-how to make clothing. We're suddenly in a very bad spot. And Bart's here too, and Bart's like, well, we could start trading. There are other civilizations out there. The Forest of Valeth, where we are, this island is very isolated. We could go out to the greater world, and then you have a Aussie. Oh well, what about if we talk to those Hellions some more, and we got some of their items, and wasn't there some sort of a deal? Trade them some resources?
There was, but we need to wait for Mr. Hansen to come back. He's trying to see if we can get an appointment with some of the higher ups.
And also, it's a matter of, are the crops finished also for the herbs that we want to trade?
Not right now,
Kaelin's
no.
there. What if we traded less for less, or we could harvest from the inner forest?
We could. I don't believe that the only individuals who could make clothing were part of the Ottomans. I believe there are others that do have some skill in that area, but we would need to provide some sort of materials for them to create the clothes from. That being said, we've managed to gather all the food for the year, so if we can potentially start, tanning the hides, I would like some clothing out of that for the moment.
See Wilga nodding. Yes, Deckerfout clothing gets torn up a lot.
Personally, I am fine being naked. But what are we going to do about Otto? Should we not go out and look for him? I can get on Zelkarith. I can search the entire island.
Tomas, I don't believe he's missing. I believe he left.
Those are the
His
same
own
things.
free will.
Without telling us anything.
Yes, and he took a few of our own as well.
What
Without
if
saying anything.
it was the Spider Queen that made him do it? Made him go against us somehow?
I mean, while it is always possible, what would the Spider Queen have outside the forest? I believe the forest is better suited for her people than out there.
Kaelin looks at you. She left before we could fight the voidlings. She had proposed that we'd put traps, and now that plan is rubbish.
It is.
Do we know for sure that that she's gone, or just the spiders from our camp?
I believe I specifically said you guys went to her lair and she was not there.
Oh,
It's
okay, okay.
it's been emptied.
Okay.
So the spiders, the other your mounts and stuff will go back to that lair in that cave, but when you went back, it was the two. I think you had 200 spiders total now. Those are all that's left.
Okay.
I know I have 25.
I have 25 also.
So the 75 spiders you have now.
Yeah.
I guess.
Wait, am I going crazy? When did we get numbers for how many spiders we have?
I don't know.
I don't
have
know.
Wait, what?
I said I believe
25 spider mounts.
Yeah, 35 as
I'm sorry, I did not
population
register an
fraction.
actual number. My bad.
You know what they say, 25 spider mounts.
Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Okay.
But they also took the magical core from the dragon we slew.
Without saying anything.
You see Ozzy
Once more,
also looks
yes.
very mad. I didn't nearly get to study enough of it.
Unfortunately, this does seem like it might have been a bit premeditated.
I'm going to go look for him.
Bart's hold on. Okay, you can't just go out there. What about there was those Mogwai and demons, and I feel like if we leave the island, it's going to be a longer campaign, and we still have to kill those voidlings that are plaguing the forest here. If we let this go unchecked for too long. It could poison Valeth again, bring down the barrier, and that's what protected us from the meteorites of the madness metal.
Maybe to get your mind off of things, take some of the trainees and do some excursions in the forest. See if you can kill some of the voidlings, and just let's start that. The sooner we get rid of them, the sooner we've fulfilled our part of, well, at least paid a little bit back to Valeth of what he's already provided for us.
Johnny looks at you, Tomas, says, "You could help us think of some names for the madness metal. I came up with Delusionite, which I think is pretty good."
Sure, yes, I will think of this. I will think of this for you. Training. Yeah, I think Tomas doesn't. I think he's just gonna get on Zelkarithi and he's just gonna like go, but he's not like leaving. He's just like leaving here.
Kaelin will stay, but Wilga follows you. And you can see she's doing that thing where she walks a little faster than you.
yeah. I'm like, I don't like that she's staying so close. Like, I want to make some distance, so I keep going like a little bit faster. But she's always faster, so it's just like impossible.
And I think it turns into a race all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Oh
Trying to get out.
Stop following me, Wilga!
She says,
You're the one
"I'll
following
take
me.
you down to the ground." Into the forest. As you guys tumble away, I would like you to roll me. We're gonna do a little. First, it's gonna be a luck check. Really, truly, I would love you to roll me a d20, and then you want it to be high.
Okay. All right. That's an 8.
An 8. As you roll into the underbrush and down, you just hear a couple of Fae. Oh! They like almost Wilhelm scream, jump out of the way. You're tumbling by. Giants afoot! As you go off into the forest. We'll leave that for a second as we stay with the council going on. Malin looking at you, Quinn. You can see she's uneasy. So what are you guys planning here? We can do more discussion at the council, but basically you have another quarter to plan.
I'm thinking, because I need big crystals in order to make communication devices. The last time I believe I saw crystals was with the dragon. Did the dragon lair have any sort of like gems, jewelry?
We didn't really find any lair. We found tunnels that the dragon had dug, but try as we might, it was a very snowy, blustery day, and we were quickly obfuscated. We could not see anything.
So I'm thinking maybe in those dragon tunnels. I'm gonna bring some people in order to look for some crystals / ores. Or at least that's my plans.
All right. Would you mind if I took some of your people and started some sort of educational facility, or at least lessons of some sort, to just keep the most of our people educated?
I think that would be an amazing idea. So I'm more than open to share some of my people for that.
All right. So 'cause I feel like that would be an important
Mhm.
thing to start.
Yeah, Finley said, "Oh, I could help you with that. Smithing and blacksmithing, and we'll need ores as well as the crystals."
All right. So if you can send a team with the ones going with Quinn.
Can I have some of your people in order to have some fire light in the tunnels?
I just that's why Finley and some of them are going with you to.
Oh, okay.
That's
My
right.
bad. I misunderstood earlier. sorry. Yeah.
Finley is a Phoenician.
Finley.
Him and his team, or at least some of his team, will go with you.
Thank you, Finley. And the team.
He grunts in response. A grunt from Finley. Yeah.
Question: how long would it take to scout and kind of map out the island? Would that be a quarter thing, or would it be more like a full year thing, like a half a year, or like what?
Depends what you're trying to map out. I think in the first year, you guys got basically the map that I have in front of you, which is the rough shape of the island, and like there's land nearby, but you haven't necessarily gone and really like explored it at all.
Kind of like them to like take the map that we have and start kind of pinpointing places of interest to like further explore, because we've gone into the forest, we haven't even seen all the forest.
Yeah.
So like I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we can essentially still use on this island that we haven't been making use of.
So roll me an intellect.
All right, that's a 19.
Incredible. On a 19, I think you know that mapping the forest is a what do you call it? It's a what's his name? Oh no.
Bela?
No.
Oh, wrong.
Who is the what is the name of the character in the Greek story of punishment where he must push a boulder up a hill and it rolls down over and over?
Yeah, the one.
I was going to say Sisyphus.
Yes,
I believe
this
it
is
is
a
Sisyphus.
Sisyphean job to do this. And the reason it's a Sisyphean job is that the Fey forest changes.
That's why I didn't think of more, but I meant more the island itself, not the forest.
There's not much else on the island but the forest.
We do know that for sure.
You know that for sure. So you guys, you started in like the center area here. There's like a little green valley, and then there's like basically beaches and like plains for the rest of it. Little copses of trees and stuff. And then the other half of the island is basically all the Fey forest. And it's as soon as you get into the Fey forest and it's like you start like walking, you get through Valus barrier, space warps, you have the seasons, you have basically the way to navigate the forest is to go, okay, well, if the edge is that way, then deeper in means center. And then if it's warm, if I head away from warmth, I can get to cold, right? But between warmth and cold, that means that I'm heading in the direction of autumn. And then if I turn my back to autumn and walk the other way, I get to spring.
I'm heading to spring, yeah.
Right. So it's very much like it's based on vibes almost. You're what vibe coding? This is vibe surviving. Vibe hiking.
All right, okay. So I didn't realize the forest was such a great part of the island. I thought it was more like the center of the island, and there was more of the island to discover as well afterwards.
No, most of the island is this forest. And that's basically there's way more of it than there should be. I think Quinn, why don't you go ahead and roll me an intellect roll as well? And
Okay.
I'll say that this is only possible now that you've spent over a year here.
Mm.
And maybe you hear Wilm kind of mumbling like, "Oh, what do we do? And landmarks, and should we scout more? Is it worth
Sadly,
it?"
this is an 8. This is an 8.
In that case, well, I mean, then I have other ideas, but like,
I feel like if you just ask Mentor directly, because I did make him scan like the area around before.
I don't think he can scan the whole island though.
Not the whole island. Oh.
I think on an 8, maybe on an 8, you're like, "Oh, I wonder if I know anything about this." Adventure looks at you. Please go ahead and roll me an intellect roll for Mentor. I'll give you guys one last shot.
Yes.
I mean, I've kind of already like moved on from that idea. At this point.
Yeah, you've moved on. There is a realization to be had here.
Even
Of
Mentor
4?
doesn't-
That's why he moved on.
Yeah, incredible. Mentor is just like, yeah, this map's great.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to add to this.
Why would you want to add more to perfection? Okay, yeah, sorry, I can be of more help.
That's okay. And we know that the island is mainly an unmappable Fey forest, so
Yeah.
then
Like you guys know how to navigate it, I would say.
that's it. Like we know how to navigate it, but like there's no point in scouting or mapping it because it would just change.
That's
Yeah.
why he was
So there's no need
bringing the
to
Greek
expend
story.
any like
Resources or energy.
exactly on this endeavor. So instead,
Mm.
I was just saying like instead just kind of potentially focus on potentially improving our bartering. So okay, like what can
Yeah.
we use to barter with the Fae? What can we use to barter with the Hellions? And like see like okay, if we have an idea, if we can get an idea of what they like to receive in return for their like services or their goods, we can then start kind of stockpiling things that are within those categories to be able to use to trade.
That makes complete sense. And I'm starting to think it's like all this time I felt like us as leaders need to make decisions. But there's technically better people in our community that are good with like being a business / getting a good deal on things. I feel like all the times I tried to make a deal, it ended up in a disaster in one way or another. So I'm gonna look for someone from my people that's actually good at this sort of thing to be my what's the word for it? Advocate or
Representative.
representative. Thank you. Yes.
Oh yeah, no, like Willem isn't doing this himself. He's just like thinking up of like, hey, this is like these are things that we probably need to do, and then like delegating.
Perfect. I don't know why it took me so many sessions to realize
to be like, you know what? I don't want to run a country.
can you guys figure some of it out? I'll help guide.
100,000,000%.
Yeah, no, you don't do everything yourself. Yeah,
That's
you're like, okay, like, so we need to do. I need you to go do this. You to go do that. And go do jobs.
All right. Are you guys? Do you want to leave the planning of the next quarter of the year to your civilizations?
Well, I already had like 2 areas that I want to put people on already. Like the starting of some sort of like educational system.
Yeah, I think that's very important.
As well as building our commerce. So this point might be just like finding who's willing to trade, and what would they like to receive, like what do they find valuable to receive in trade, to then be able to use that to trade for things that we would find valuable. And then obviously the excursion to find the crystals and ores for Finley and Quinn. So that's like 3 things that like
Yeah.
would most likely take a quarter of a year to like at least start.
I'm gonna have to put time limits to all of them, and we're gonna have to do some estimations. So I think keep a list for right now.
Yeah, okay.
And I do want to go back over to Tomas. Is there anything in particular you want to do right now, or are you ready to also start planning for the year?
This guy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good with starting to plan for the year. I like the idea that like maybe for this quarter Tomas is like hands off because he's, I don't know, really focused on like why the hell Otto left. But with the scuffle with Wilga, he's basically going to where like, I don't know, the main like base of operation was for the Ottoman like while they were here, and he's just gonna like sort of, you know, pump out these empathy waves trying to like make some sort of connection, you know, just desperately trying to find something instead of like any sign of the Ottoman.
Yeah, so I think she helps you kind of pick through the camp a little bit, what's left of it, and it's very neat and put away. They've left, you know, whatever structures were there, but you can tell none of it was in a hurry. It was all slow and methodical.
Damn.
So go ahead and roll me an intellectual roll, and you're gonna get a +1 from Wilga.
Okay. I'm surprised.
She like kicks something over.
Ooh.
She's good at scavenging through things.
Intellect, yeah, intellect. I'll use an effort.
Sure.
That's a 12.
A 12 with effort and a little help from Wilga. I think that you're putting out these empathy waves. You don't feel anybody. But as you go through and you look at, you know, the camp, you start to get a sense of like what Otto was doing in his camp as opposed to the others. Right? Like the Decafouts are self-organizing in a sense where they've made pods. And the pods are like, okay, well, this pod, you know, this person's in charge of the food, this person's in charge of cleaning stuff, like this person's in charge of, you know, like trying to like cook things, and this person's in charge of like going to get the stuff that we don't have, like, you know, sewing supplies or whatever it is from other people. And like you have all these little pods working in you know, unison together. And then you have the underseers, where you have like Quinn at the top, who has a lot of knowledge and ability to store information, and then who like disseminates that, and it kind of like cascades through the hierarchy of the underseers. And then you have the Phoenicians, where it's much more of like this delegation of like you know, a nexus of information that branches out in a bunch of different places and then branches out again. Right, just different styles. And you see that Otto's style seems to have been very one source of truth, very dictatorial. And so it's like you have everyone's dwellings, and then you have like an open space, and then you have like, it's like everything is aimed at a single point, and then beyond that point is like a secluded path over to where Otto's, you know, how like home, like hut was. And then in that hut, it's like much nicer than the other huts were, and you can tell that there was like more rooms, that there's like multiple rooms in this hut, that, you know, and it's like not really well put together, but and it's all made, it's like it's still a lean-to, but there's like, why are there multiple rooms in a lean-to? Right? And I think it's like, it's easy to tell, like Wilga's here and she's just like, how could one need so many rooms? You know, and then like pushes through, and then like you can see that there's like a small like carvings of spiders, and like literally they had started to make like statues and things. Like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Like deifying him almost?
Not him, but their spider god. What are they called? Yeah, they're basically like shrines. And That's what the word is. Sorry, because we use it for something else nowadays. Icons. So there are icons here. So like basically religious relics that somebody would worship at a shrine or otherwise. And the ones that are left behind here are ones that are like more integrated into, you know, the little bits of architecture that they had. And you feel in this place on your roll that like how central it was to what they were doing and how different this is than any of your other three factions, right?
Yeah. Is there any of those idols that I can like take, or are they sort of fixed?
You can easily just like
Yeah.
take
Okay.
one off. And so now you have like it's like a small like, you know, spidery symbol, you know, the legs like forming like, you know, 4 up and then like 4 down at the bottom, so it almost looks like a small like a rupee
Spider-Man.
almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just straight up the Spider-Man logo.
Is that what that looks like?
No, I don't. I know.
It
You're
is one of them,
imagining
yeah.
something more like pointed, like a diamond or something.
That's so funny.
I can see it. I can see
It doesn't look like that.
it. Well, there's so
No?
many different variations.
There are a
man.
lot of them.
There's so
But I get it. Yeah, the legs like sort of coming together, but in more of like a geometric shape, maybe.
I'll come up with one.
Yeah, I'll take one of these things, and I think after not, you know, that like it's so different, and like Tomas knows that Otto was different too. Like even in the way that like the empathy magic worked with Otto was a little disjointed because like his mind just works differently, and so like not really getting anything from being here, he's a little frustrated, so he'll start kicking things with Wilga too, and just like let off a little bit of steam before heading back.
I mean, Wilga looks at you and she just knocks one of their lean-tos down.
Knock another one down.
And she grabs one and then throws it into another one.
Get in there, throw another one.
She breaks down a tree and starts fucking spinning.
Yeah, and take out the spear and just start slicing everything up. Yeah, my third hand. Oh my god, I forgot.
Oh, and your third hand. Incredible. You guys destroy this camp.
Feel a little bad afterwards, but like patting her on the back, turn around to look at the destruction, like, oh.
Like another like Decafout shows up and he's like, oh hey, and Wilga's just like, we have a new space for living, and he's like, yeah.
Incredible. And lots of silk. Ruined silk.
He's like, I'll get the scavengers. Come and pick it clean. Great. We have our first construction crew in the form of Tomas and Wilga, and various Decafout scavengers. Okay, great. So let's go through the stuff that you guys want to do for next quarter, and I'm going to quote you on what the resources that you need are going to be to do those things.
Just as a reminder, do we rest before we start this quarter?
I think we have.
We did?
Well, we have to choose when we want to rest.
Oh, we choose.
Yes.
But we
So
can do
everyone's
it once per
different.
quarter.
Like you can use yours now if you'd like.
Yeah,
Or
and I
not.
prefer like during a fast time segment, during one of the quarters is when you announce that you're resting. So when we do little scenes in between, you'll know whether you rested your forces before that scene or after that scene. And the only reason I say that is because what if we do a roll on a table and it's like, there's a barbarian invasion. And you're like, oh no, all my forces are tapped out because they need to rest. And I didn't rest. And it's like, now that creates a complication. Not that I've planned any barbarian invasion.
Yet.
I've only planned invasions from very civilized places.
Wait, that's worse.
So much worse.
No, please, no. Like, no fire people show up. No Fire Nation attacks, please.
No. You know, I already set up the Fire Nation in this campaign, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing that up.
The Church of the Purifying Flame.
Sorry, Bart will talk him out of it.
Bark.
The guy they exiled. All right.
Yeah, but I think you guys noticed too, no role necessary. Like Bart hasn't been like proselytizing or anything. He hasn't been like, oh, people follow the purifying flame. Like he's really kind of kept it to himself.
Mhm.
But you notice he still like will do that stuff where he still cooks his meat for 12 hours and like keeps a fire lit at his camp and like those little things. Okay, so what are we doing? What's the list of stuff here?
Well, I got a list of 3 things that I mentioned before.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone wanted to add to that list or not.
Want to read me the list?
All right. So first, I have the foundation for an educational system. So like teaching people how to read and write, to do different things. Potentially, like even just start with like apprenticeships for the younger folk with the older ones that have more experience in certain fields. Doesn't necessarily need to be like sitting down in a class like writing on like clay tablets or anything, but like just something to kind of like pass on skills and to create more, or to just kind of keep that flexibility and adaptability in the populace.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I don't know if I'll be able to contribute very much.
It's okay. I mean, there's other things that need to be done too. It's like go find the crystals and the ore for Quinn and Finley, so they can start their own stuff. They can get the forge working. They can get the communication array. Begin accumulating commercial goods to trade with the Fae and the Hellions. And I guess also point 4 to kind of try and fill in the gap left by the Ottomans.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Um,
And we're gonna have to find some answers too, I guess, for people. And like
For what?
happened to him? Like where did he
yeah.
go?
Huh?
Everyone's gonna probably be like, you guys are closest to him. Didn't he say anything?
we need like a
Yeah,
PR
he
guy.
did. Yeah.
Come off one tier.
Oh.
So, all of these things, yes. The mining operation is going to be. It's only for this quarter, and you'll only need, let's say, 40 people. But I'm going to say they all have to be strength.
I feel like some certain need to be intellect just to be able to know what's good and what's like just a rock.
Okay. So I'll say it'll be 10 intellect and 30 strength.
Okay, I can do the 10 intellect, easy peasy.
30 strength. Wait, I definitely need to rest because both my does this make sense? Both my strength and my speed are 0.
Yeah, I used a lot of
I
resources.
used all of it.
That's why I'm like, are we resting before
And then we
quarter
lost some
starts?
too, so it's like I had some intellect left, but it's less than it would have been because I lost some intellect.
Yes, that's it. I think your losses were severe compared to like Simon lost 3 people or something.
Oh my god, that's true.
So yeah, I need to rest. I can't help right now. I guess I'll rest right away.
Yeah, you guys can rest right away. Definitely open up by resting. So it's like now we're in fast time, so it'll be we can do the actions a little bit asynchronously. So the Decaphoutes get some rest in between their trainings, between what's going on. So you go ahead and roll that, and then so I'll quote for all of these right now, so you don't have to like commit to each one like one by one. So for the education system, this one is going to be a recurring cost because you have to keep it up, and this one is going to be all the way on the intelligence side. I think you're going to need like 40 int per quarter for this one.
I can cover all of that also. Unless we want to split just for the fact of having different faction members. But I have enough to cover the monthly.
Oh, quarterly.
Recurrence. The quarterly, sorry.
Okay, and sorry, just remind me, it's the same thing as D6 plus. Well, no, plus nothing.
Our
right?
civilization level, technically.
Oh yeah, which is 0 still, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't you say it's also times
Thank
10?
you, 6.
Or...
Yeah, and times 10, so 60.
Beautiful.
And how much to begin the commercial goods stuff?
So for the commercial goods stuff, what do you guys exactly have in mind here? This one's a little bit
Well,
nebulous.
I think the first thing would have to be information, and like also like kind of gathering the people that are a bit more business minded to be able to like start some sort of commercial trading with the Fae and with the Hellions. Again, we attempted to trade with Hunson.
Mm-hmm.
We think we got a good deal, but there might be people that are better suited for getting these trade deals, etc.
So you want to start like a merchant's guild?
Pretty much.
Okay. Love it. Love to hear it. I mean, this one's also going to be a recurring cost. This one I'll require 20 of each stat to start. This is like your starter merchants guild who are in charge of the stuff, and it's people to carry the things and move the items, people to make small goods and right, like basically stock and create things, and then also like make the deals themselves.
And then it changes after the recurring cost would change.
If you want to make it bigger, yeah, or make more money.
Okay.
Right?
So starter recurring costs of 20 each.
Yeah.
I can do 20 speed. Unless someone else would want to use speed for him.
So is it only speed?
No, it's 20 of each, so I can cover speed. That's fine. Speed or intellect still. I still have resources for them.
Yeah, I could put some strength, the 20 strength in there.
Yeah. And then last but not least, fill in the gaps by the Ottomans. There are no gaps to fill.
Well, like the clothing and stuff like that. And
yeah. So, but I think like internally, it's like you guys need to collect materials for that type of stuff. So, truly, what does that mean is like you need to find a way to get fiber, or you need to start hunting animals and get skins and like.
The thing is, we had already hunted animals in a sense by gathering the food stock we need for the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we process those goods, we'll be skinning the animals. Those skins and hides can then be used in the creation of clothing, right? Maybe not all the clothing, but like it'll be a start. That's what I was thinking. Like at least to begin with, there's that, and then yes, we will have to like hunt more and everything like that. But
Okay. So you guys have those materials. So do you want to basically make like a weaver's guild then? Do you want another quarterly investment of like 10 speed or something to basically just 10 speed would be to make sure no one's naked.
other than those who want to be.
Other than those who want to be.
That's so funny.
Doable.
Okay, so that would be.
I could put in 5 speed.
I can
Right,
put 5
yeah.
also.
Hey, there we go.
That
Write
works.
this down. Merchant's Guild. Weaver's Guild.
Right, great. And then this is on top of your other investments. So you have the hunting and gathering, which was, do you guys remember how much?
Wait, I thought the hunting gathering we did already for the full year.
That was for your quarter.
That was for the quarter.
Yeah.
Because we put in 750 for the 1 quarter.
Yeah.
That's not a. That amount is not.
You guys put 750 for 1 quarter?
Yeah, you asked for 750. That's what I thought it was
Yeah,
for
I
the full
have
year.
it written also 750 out of 2,000 people. Don't forget.
Yeah, because it was half. But the half was including the food for the spiders, which you guys didn't have to do, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
So
no.
this was just food for us.
Yeah, before it was more. No, this is supposed to be a quarterly cost.
I don't think that's feasible. If we have to like then not
if it's the
use
same
those
amount,
people.
we won't be able to do it. I think we're going to lose people.
It's not physically possible if we were to do that for every quarter and not be able to use the same amount, like those same people the next quarter.
But you can if you rest.
Because I gave.
This slows thing. This is one of the limiting factors, right? Without farming, like without proper infrastructure, you guys can't grow quickly. Like that's how it is. And that's by design. So like, I know you guys want to make all these investments. You got to be getting food, otherwise you can't make any investments. So this was always, on my part, it was supposed to be kind of limiting, because it's how do you get past this, right?
Okay, no, I thought that was for the year then. Okay, that changes things. So if you have to also commit 750 this time around as well. I pretty much like voided all my people for that.
It's
last
250
time.
each. 250 each.
Yeah,
right?
250 each.
And it's what the 4 rests are per year or per quarter?
Per year.
Per year.
Per year, okay.
Yeah, so it's a rest quarter.
So the most we can rest currently, like if we were to fully rest, is 60. We'd only be able to regain 60 people. And so if we were to use 250 people per, I don't even know if that would be possible. Per
Yeah,
like
was
we
it
wouldn't.
times 10 or
It
was it
would
times
be
100 for the
invested.
rest?
You said times
Well,
10.
I
Because everything else is by times 10.
Said times 10
I
today.
also have it written. I don't know if I'm crazy, but the way I written it was d6 plus 0, which was the level, times people times 10. Is it still times people? Or does that not make any
Wait,
sense?
what?
That would be insane.
I don't know.
I don't know what
Say that again. Just
I think you meant equals people times 10.
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because like if we were to use 250 per quarter,
No, you run out
that's
of people.
1,000 people.
No, you're right. Yeah.
And then minus the 60 people that we can heal, like if we're fully healing each healing period, that's 240 people. So that means that we would need to put 760 people technically, and we only have 500 each.
Okay, so let me revise this. We'll do 200 per quarter then. I just did some quick math, some napkin math.
That would still be 560 people, and we have 500.
200 per quarter would be 2468 would be 800 a year.
Exactly, and we can heal 240 per year
You can heal
if we roll max.
4 times. You can each
It's
heal
6 times 10, right? It's 60 people.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's like the 800 minus the 240 would bring you down to 560, which is more than we actually more people than we actually have.
would just keeping it as a yearly cost, like, I feel like that would work, because now we're like low, so now we have to be careful because we invested all into the food in the first quarter. I know maybe that's not realistic because it's like, oh, how's that food even going to keep for the entire year? But
that's why it's not realistic,
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to avoid this. This made sense in my head for some reason, and I'm trying to think like what I did wrong. And I think in my head it wasn't times 10 for you guys to heal. It was times 100.
But then that would also not work, because if we're healing like 600, we'd just be like topped up.
Yes. Which
Okay.
makes more sense, right? If you're not overworking people, then they go to bed and then they rest up and then they can do more work.
To me, it makes
That was
sense
the
because
idea.
you can roll a 1, right? So you can have just 100 people recover. But if you roll
Exactly.
6, that's like the best case scenario where you have every
Exactly. And if you all roll 1s, then it's like, oh shit, well, we have to get food. So it's like it creates a sense of like, well, we can't tap out our resources every single quarter or turn, because then like what if we have a bad roll, right? So there's the sense of scarcity of resource. I believe like I fucked up with the times 10. It's times 100 for your heal.
Okay.
And that makes all of this starts to make sense again.
Okay.
Because then that means like Peter got
you all have the
roll
chance
he
to
could
full heal
get.
every rest.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, I think that makes more sense. Like,
yeah, and then that okay, so we're keeping then with the 750 per quarter, because it's half of your population is required to hunter gather.
Okay.
That's basically, it's like to feed everybody, it's a lot of work.
No, that's completely fine. It was just the math of the healing didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
After if that was the case, I was like, it wouldn't be feasible to
Yeah,
keep
the
that
game
up.
was over. You guys die this year.
Yeah.
It was just over.
I was like,
We're making
population
school, and
reduced
everyone's
by
like,
like
yeah, what a great
75%.
idea. And they're like, we're starving.
Oh shit. Okay.
That makes sense.
So then yes, I do need to heal.
Yeah. So that means I'm topped off because I rolled a 6.
Okay, same.
I
That's
want to
pretty
heal
sick.
after investing already my people. So I already did like my minuses. I invested the 10 for the mining, the 40 for the school, and 20 for the merchants guild so far.
Yeah,
I
you can
don't
even
know if
wait
there was
further because there's other stuff that you guys have to do too.
Okay.
There's also the, I don't know, you want to call it the blacksmiths guild? Are we making guilds?
Well, right now the blacksmith guild, I think, they can't even start without the ore.
No, they can't.
Yeah.
So that's why that's the
and
kind
a
of
forge also.
that needs to be dealt with for the go find crystals and ore, which is like the 1/4 cost of 30 might and 10 int.
Yeah.
So for the hunting and gathering, I can do the same as last time: 75 might, 100 speed. I actually might put more intellect because there seems to be less need of intellect this time around.
Yeah,
Sorry,
hold on,
before
hold on.
that, can I just ask you to give me a hand here? What are your like total pools? Can you just like tell me what yours are? Because I mixed up my like current and my pools, and now it's like all messed up, and in the history it's not showing me what the old values were. So I'm like all
Everybody's
mixed
got
up.
500.
It's just 500 and then split amongst the three, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to. Okay.
So I had switched
Mhm.
mine. Like I'd put something initially, but then I realized that like after hearing Diana's, we were very much
You were too
uh,
close.
too like unbalanced, and it didn't make
Too
sense to me
int
to,
heavy.
Mhm.
especially because like a lot of my people are scouts, to be like
Mm.
that int heavy. So I kind of like rebalanced it.
Yeah, for me, I have my total is 100, my 200 speed, 200 int.
Okay. All right, thanks, guys.
That's all I've.
So Brent, I'm gonna send you the revised.
Sure, yeah. Okay, I made a list of the other stuff that was like ongoing right now. So you have your soldiers as well that you guys have to account for, your agriculture, which you started, and then your money crops, which is I'm putting it separate from agriculture because you can't eat the money crops. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. I'll put this under factions, which is here. With definitions, which is here.
So right now, then we have to also pay the hunting and gathering.
Yeah, that's why I. Can we do that at the end of the quarter, or it has to be right away?
I'm going to say the hunting and gathering has to be done up front.
Okay. So then I will have to heal in order to be able to pay for it. Let me get that dice.
Yeah, I can give the majority of the hunting and gathering.
I mean, again, we needed 200 from each. You were saying?
Yeah, perfection.
Wait, no, you said 800 total. So
No,
that's not
750. No.
It's 750 quarterly.
750.
750. Okay.
Mhm.
Half your pops. Half your pops. That being said, your first harvest is going to be this at the end of this quarter. So
Mm.
Is that like a hard rule that it's half of our pop? Because I feel like our pop is technically less now.
it is a hard rule of half your pop. So for you, it is less then.
Okay. Well, because we all went down a little bit, right? Like Simon, you said you
Yeah.
lost 3.
Yeah. So it's not. You're right. It's not exactly 750 anymore. Hunting gathering is half your pop. So
Okay. Yeah, because I
have.
lost 19.
I think Dan was the one that lost the most.
yeah, you lost like
I lost
100.
11.
Oh, Diana lost
I
the
thought it was
most?
like 60
It was
or
the
something. No?
Decaphast that lost the most.
Didn't someone get like 90 something?
Oh no, yeah, I lost 95. That's what that
Oh,
number was. Okay, my bad.
Oh God,
I
that's so
had
many.
it written in the
It's a
corner,
lot.
but
It's so
yeah.
many people.
Holy.
Yeah, because remember, we have to roll a D100, and he's like, yeah, the lower the better. I was like, great, I got a 3.
Yeah. 3 is like barely noticeable. You're like, oh, 3 people,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's perfect.
Well, I mean, still, I had 2 people that died fighting the fungal spores. 3 got taken from the Ottomans. So I'm at 495 total right now.
Yeah. Well, the fungal, I think we reset after this fungal spore year to 500. So I wouldn't include those.
Oh no! Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I wasn't tracking population truly during that big fight. And then I was like, and there's technically bursts at the end of the year. And then I was like, you know what? Because I rewrote the whole, or we all rewrote this together. I was like, let's just restart the pops.
Okay, so that means
Yeah, the changes weren't big enough to make a real difference.
equals 500. Before after the first. I should put this.
All right. And with that, I think we'll take a break as we all figure out our population sizes and what we're willing to invest. And we'll catch you on the flip side. We're the Hexagon, and we're Hexagon for now. Bye-bye.
Boy.
Bye bye.
Bye.